Class, I wanted to briefly explain this Desmos activity since you guys will be at home today. So what we're practicing here is all of our functions. So I wanted to start with one that was a little bit more simple so that the rest of them could be a little bit easier. So what it's asking us to do here is we're going to take this function y equals sine x minus pi, and we're going to manipulate the points on here. Right, so the only transformation that we have in this problem is minus pi, which really means it's moving right pi, which means I'm adding pi to all of the x values. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change my x values by adding pi. So if I were you, I would write it down on a piece of paper what all of the answers are going to be, and then you can come on here and plug them in instead of trying to do them in your head. So if I add pi to 3 pi or to pi over 2, I would get 3 pi over 2. If I add pi to pi, that would give us 2 pi. If I add pi to 3 pi over 2, that would get us to 5 pi over 2. And then if I add pi to 2 pi, that would get us to 3 pi. So once you've done all of those, right, once I've done all the transformations, I'm going to press this button here, and then you can see how it's giving us all of these dots. Right? It plotted all the points for us. Now I can go down here and press this button, and you can see how the graph does go through the points. Let's say, for example, I messed up this one and I said it was pi over 2. Well, then when it gets graphed, you can tell that this point is not on our graph like it should be, right? So that tells us that we did the problem wrong. Okay, so same thing. If I went to the next problem, we have another simple one here, but then it does get a little bit more complicated. So in this problem, we have y equals sine 2x minus pi over 2 plus 3. So my suggestion is that you write down on a blank piece of paper, write this down, do all the transformations on your piece of paper, right? Multiply by, subtract, add, subtract, whatever it might be. Then you'll plot the points, then you'll plot this, and this is just a way to check your answers. Did you have the right ordered pairs for this equation? So it's a way to check your work. I will say on the ones that are secant and cosecant, I purposely left these blank because there are asymptotes, right? So I'm not going to put anything there. I'm just going to leave them blank. So don't mess with those. Same thing with cosecant, and then tangent and cotangent. So please make all the changes into your chart and then check your work by pressing this button to see if the points line up with the actual equation.